check. Mic check 1 2 1 2. Man, I wonder if this thing is on. Can the people in the chat hear me? I have no freaking clue. I just ate a spicy pepper. Because why not? I like spicy peppers. That's my new thing. It's my new pre-live stream ritual. Just in case there's anyone out there that can, we're going to go ahead and start shouting out some names. Shout out Marco. Shout out Henry G. Ground Fog. We got Blind Woo Fury, Ian Coates, Jojo, Night Rare, Geek Machinist, Craig Vincent, Greg Vanderlip, Knife Nut 69. Knife Nut 69, what's up, man? Welcome into Chris E. Cat Scratch. Hold on. We're gonna try to get to the start. We're gonna try to get to the start, guys. The start of the chat. Hold on. Stonewall, what's up, Stonewall? I'm salivating. It's all that capsaicin from the peppers. I have no clue. It's this weak palate. I lost the elevation and all of a sudden I can't handle spicy peppers. Ghost Keeper, what's up, man? Welcome into I'm on the Edge. Welcome in. We're about to get this show on the road, everybody. I think we're all caught up with the chat. Not entirely sure, but we're gonna go ahead and get this started. Yeah. Well, fancy seeing you here. Welcome in, you filthy animals.
Keep the change, you filthy animals.
Happy friggin' Saturday. Hope your weekend's been going great. Hope that you've gotten everything done on your to-do list, even though we both know that that's not the case. Oh, man. Welcome in, guys. Welcome in from coast to coast. From sea to shining sea, it's 8 p.m. Mountain Standard Time. So you know what that means. That means that we're live, baby. And we're A-live. We're 6 feet on the right side of the dirt today. We're going to talk knives. We'll do some pocket checks. We might do some window shopping. We might just talk about whatever is in the chat because that's always interesting. I don't have a plan. I don't have a plan for the live streams. They are off the cuff. They're an opportunity to connect with you guys. It's as authentic as I can get. There's no scripting, there's no writing, there's no planning. My palate is recovering. I was like, you know what, maybe what would make the live stream more spicy? If instead of eating a spicy pepper 30 minutes before the live stream, I ate one like 10 minutes before the live stream. So I'm salivating a little bit. Add some spice to the live. Add some spice to your life. Why not? We should all eat spicy peppers. They're good for the immune system, I think. I don't necessarily know if they're good for getting the ladies. I would imagine opposite effect is true there. I think you guys could hear me right before the live. I started shouting out people. I'm trying to do that to get to a point where I don't know, where maybe we can start the live stream and just start the live stream, and that way I'm not like an hour behind by the time we finally start saying hi to people. Welcome in, guys. Let me know what was in your pocket today. If you're part of the Only Spartans Discord, you know the drill. Post a pocket dump photo. You don't have to be this amazing photographer. I'm not. I post pictures from my cell phone. Yeah. What was in my pocket today? Oh gosh, I'll show you. a knife that should need no introduction. Some people love it, some people hate it, some people just think that they're just plain too expensive. It's the Oz Machine Company Roosevelt in the pocket today. I really like the knife. I think people have it twisted. They think that I don't like this knife, but I do. I have some very specific opinions about how Oz Machine Company goes about making these. I can like the knife and dislike the business decisions. That's all I'm trying to say. You know, if you guys want me to elaborate on that, I will. But the other knife that I carried is a knife that I've been working on with, you know, my limited shop resources. It's not like I've got a bajillion amount of tools, right? So this is the TPK QSP Hedgehog. Last time I showed this, only one side of the blade was mirror polished, and I'll try to keep my greasy fingerprints off of it long enough to show you. But now both sides of the blade are mirror polished. That's right. Look at that. And you might also notice that the bolsters are also polished. Did you know that polished titanium just kind of looks like steel? But yeah, I think it looks great. I think that definitely leveled up the QSP TPK Hedgehog with the Miami Vice camo carbon. Gosh, I can't get enough out of it. Like, you know, my EDC ADHD goes nuts when I look at this. I'm like, ooh, shiny. And then I just, you know, get lost in the mirror polish a little bit. I've got some ideas for different knives that I'd like to do a mirror mod for. And they specifically revolve around knives that may have had some damage on the blade because I was an idiot during sharpening. Yeah. I don't mind wear and tear on my blades, guys. I don't. But I do mind being constantly reminded of the stupid decisions that I make, or rather mindless decisions that I make when I'm doing something like sharpening a knife, because it sucks when you ding a blade while you're maintaining it. It's kind of counterproductive. You're maintaining it, you know, to take care of it, and then you screw something up, right? Those are the reminders that I don't like seeing. Get a scratch on it because I was cutting down boxes, you know, because I needed it in the moment and had to do some work. Whatever. That's a record of history. That's the patina of life. That's the stonewash of life, and that's fine. That tells a story. The only story being told when you are left with scratches because you ran the diamond stone up on the primary bevel, that's the wrong story. Sorry. Anyways, this has been my project recently, but I think I'm good now. It's got a good mirror on the blade. It's got a good mirror. I mean, I won't call it a mirror on the bolsters because it's not quite a mirror, but it is a polish on the bolsters, and I think it complements the polished blade. I've really been enjoying working with the buffer on this one, and I'm going to do more knives. Probably going to do a video about it, actually. But this has been my tester. Yeah, so that's what I carried today. QSP Hedgehog, Oz Rosie. What was in your pocket? If you're not in the Discord, just shout it out in the chat. Yeah, let's do that. All right, guys. I already said hi to a lot of good people in chat. We're just going to jump right in and see where we're at. Geek Machinist says, I'm harvesting my peppers tomorrow. What are you growing, dude? What kind of peps? What kind of spicy peps are we working with here? Do you have jalapenos? Do you have habaneros? What's in your backyard? Chris Jackson said, did you see Olatans dropped their SLD magic stuff this week? I did not. I have not seen that. Nick Travellini, what's up, dude? Good to see you. It says, rocking a Trollski Mandu XL in Magnacut. Very nice. I'm not super familiar with Trollski. Might have to look into that. Pocket Candy Randy, welcome in. Master Sergeant, good to see you. Welcome into Brown Sugar. My man, Top Dog.
This is Sparta!
What's up, Top Dog? Good to see you. Master Sergeant says, the government shutdown has got me window shopping. Nice. Yeah, I do a lot of window shopping as well. I really shouldn't. It's not advisable. Yeah. Chris says, just picked up a QSP capybara with that red, white, and blue camo inlay last week. Super great. First QSP. QSP does such a good job. They're one of those companies that we all know make quality products, but they're also one of those companies that they're easy to forget if you're not paying attention. But I've never handled a QSP that didn't feel like it was quality made, and it didn't, like, every QSP that I've handled has just been a great knife and something that I could definitely get behind. Man, I already lost the chat. Go figure. Hold on. Knife Nut says, I scratched my Aceto's blade by not taping it when I drilled the hole for my thumb studs. I'll show you one of my boo-boos. Hold on. And here's the funny thing. So this is my Strider AR-75, right? Now, this came from the factory with a bronze stonewash finish, and that bronze stonewash does a really good job of hiding regular wear and tear. Like, I put this in my pocket, like, that's the great thing about stonewash, right? But you know what it does a bad job of hiding is scratches from when you go to try to tighten the pivot. I'll see if I can show this. You see that scratch? Oh yeah. So these take a specific type of they take a specific type of pivot tool, right? And what do they call them? Spanners. It takes a spanner. You can make your own tool. Like, I know Metal Complex took a penny and like cut a bit out, because Hinderers have similar pivot setups, right? Well, I didn't realize that. I was like, oh, I could probably just, stick a T15, T20 bit in there. And, I see the grooves on the inside. And I went and I torqued it and boom, just skipped right off the scale. And that is disappointing. I like this knife. I like this knife a lot. It's not one that you see super commonly. The Strider AR-75. I like it. I do. It's a cool knife. I put a mirror edge on here years ago, and it cuts really well. Is it kind of like a sharpened pry bar? I mean, just combat pry bar. It's combat pry bar. Yeah, that's what I mean. Yeah. But that's my point. Is that, like, it sucks when you ding up your nice knives when you're in the process of maintaining them and not when you're using them. That always stings. Every single time. Hey, shout out to my man Bradford Mitchell. Brad. These peppers are just as imaginary as Idaho is. Yes, the mystical potato land of the potatoes. Thank you, Brad. Thank you. And it doesn't get old for me either, man. The fact that anyone would think that Idaho was magical enough to be imaginary is still funny to me. All right. What's up, Ed? Welcome in. Good to see you. Ed B, everybody. Knife Nut says, the window shopping I've been doing has led to sticker shock. Yeah, prices are getting up there. Prices are getting up there. Geek Machinist says, Rollshambo, what's your Discord link? It is in the post section of my YouTube channel. You know what? I'll pull it up every so often. We get a channel member that hasn't joined the Only Spartans Discord. So I'm going to show everyone how to do that real quick. So the invite link to the Discord is in the posts section of my YouTube channel as a post that only channel members can see. Any level of channel member can see it, whether they're gifted, whether they are the 99-cent channel member, whether they're the battalion leader. Everyone can see it, right? So if you want to join and you are already a channel member, here's how you do it. Boom, you go to YouTube, you type in a Rollshambo. The good news is that I'm the only person who's ever come up with that name spelled in this manner, because it is misspelled on purpose. Don't ask. If you go to my channel and you're a channel member and you go to the posts section, you'll notice that the very first link right here with the members only badge right there, that's the invite link. If you're a channel member, you'll be able to see that, and you should be able to join the Discord. Once you're in, you're in. You could stay as long as you like, even if your channel membership runs out. Once you're in, you're in. Welcome to the community. Join in, Geek Machinist. We'd love to have you on the Only Spartans Discord for sure. What's up, Grateful Dong? Good to see you, man. Chris E says QSP Jig Titanium is very premium in my opinion. Oh yeah. Do they even have any of the premium hedgehogs anymore over at TPK? Let's see. Traditional pocket knives. That's right. Hold on. Oh yeah, it'd probably help if I did the screen share. All right, let's do this. Hedgehog, do they still have them? Do they still have them? They've got to. Yeah, they still have some. Look at, holy cannoli. Look at that. They've got some, they've got a couple, or at least, well, I shouldn't say a couple. They have at least one. So they've got this one in the Milky Way camo carbon. I mean, it's camo carbon and M390. It's the same thing as mine, although, you know, without the different camo carbon. When I got this, and this was $145 when I bought it. Now you can get this one for $99. $99? Are you kidding me? That's a freaking steal. And here's the thing, it's a deep, full hollow grind too. And now they have the spear point versions. What, they have them in S90V as well? This is a dangerous place for me to be. Spear point, full hollow on this. It doesn't really show well in the pictures, but it's a full hollow. S90V, fat carbon, dark matter. Oh, man, dark matter, fat carbon always looks so good. 125? 125? Freaking steal. Ooh, they even have it in dark matter purple. I am partial to the cleaver warning. I don't know how, like, that's what this is, right? The cleaver warning. Oh man, I did a funny story for those who didn't know. At one point I did a video on EDC utility knives, right? Comparison. And at the end, I did a cut test comparison just for funsies against this, and this blew all of those EDC utility knives out of the water. The blade and edge geometry on here is so stupidly thin and slicey that it's kind of like if you got one of these and you know you just want a good box cutter. Like, where is it? Where did I put it? Oh yeah. Yeah. Better cutting geometry than this. And this has a freaking utility razor for a blade. This is my Peachy G9. Love this Peachy G9. This thing is a badass. You know, of course, it's still got replaceable blades. Peachy G9 is great. If you want a good EDC utility knife, Peachy G9 made in Canada, so it's still made in the North American region. Yeah, North American made. There we go. But it doesn't change the fact that this cut better than any of the EDC utility razor style knives that I was cutting with. And it's a slip joint. I digress. I have no idea if the spear point one, I don't know if it's as thin behind the edge. I'm assuming it is. That dark matter purple is calling my name though. $125. I thought they were a steal at $145. That's ridiculous. Ooh. Dark matter glow. That's cool. Dark matter green. That's cool. Hey, look, there's the one that this is my knife, but you can't buy it anymore. I wish the color on mine was that vibrant. Like, I don't know if it's because the scales are contoured, but the color on the camo carbon at least on mine, is not showing up as good as it is on that picture. But that's what the bolsters look like if you don't polish them. And you can't buy it anymore. That's what I bought mine for, $145. Crazy. I'm tempted. I'm tempted to get another one, get a spear point. I like them. I like them a lot. If you do buy one, hit up my boy Duty's Daggers. He made this slip for me, custom made slip. Dude Co. You can also buy slips on their site, but yeah, that's cool. All right, ADHD moment out of the way. Yo, what's up, Rome? Good to see you. Welcome into Sierra Rick. Hold on. Ed B says, like I always say, Roll is living in his own private Idaho. I mean, it's not that private. I live in the suburbs. Grateful Dong says, it's scratched. Can be a beater now. I mean, or I could just polish the scales, which I'm planning on doing. Chrissy says, the unintended drops suck. But you know what? Even those are better, though. Like, when it comes to dinging up a knife, the unintended drops, yes, they suck. But even those are better than damaging your knife when you're trying to take care of it. That is the universe laughing in your face. When you're trying to maintain the knife and take care of it, and because you were trying to take care of it, you damage it. That is the universe laughing in your face. If you drop it, so be it. That's part of the par for the course for carrying it. If you are carrying it, you have the opportunity to drop it. But it's funny in a really dark way that, like, when you are not paying attention, you're trying to take care of your knife and you accidentally scratch it. Like, that is the universe laughing at you. Anyways. Pocket Candy Randy says, scratches equal love. Now use the shit out of it. Maintenance is supposed to equal love, but it just equals pain. Sometimes. People are like, see, I told you, that's why you should never sharpen your knife. Just, buy a new knife. I'm waiting for somebody to say that. Jim says, just spent a base Rosie on a new laptop. Yeah, computers will run you. I'll tell you what, though. There's a lot of used computers out there that people put up on eBay and they're like, yeah, like it's got issues, I'll sell it as is. Some of these problems that people will like sell their laptop for parts for are not real problems. Like, there's some deals out there. There are some deals out there from people that are just tired and don't want to contact tech support. If you know, you know. What's up, Sean? He says, how's everyone's weekend going? Hope you're all good. Yeah, going great so far. What's up, Garen? He says, I got my chocolate camo MSI. Very nice. Ooh, congrats on the pickup. Ghostkeeper says, found so many killer deals lately. Got 11 on the way. I'm done. Went wild. I know shipping will just get worse. Shipping sucks, man. Like, the shipping reliability these days is so bad. It's just bad. But congrats. Sounds like you got like Christmas in October coming your way. That'll be a fun talk with your mailman. He's like, this is the 10th knife this week. We're concerned. Oh, man. Sean says, anyone pre-ordering a jib? I'm not familiar with that pre-order. I am not familiar with that. KnifeNet says, I've got the purple bone and jig tie spear point hedgehog. Both are awesome. Yeah, I kind of want one in S90V with the spear point now that I know. Chris says, the hollow ground S90V penguins are lasers. Yeah, I believe that. Says, okay, I created a Discord. I posted today's stuff in the appropriate section. Hey, there we go. Another one joining the Only Spartans Discord. I'm excited. I like the idea of building a community of people that just like knives. You know, it's weird. I don't have any friends like in my personal life that I can go to and be like, hey, you want to talk knives? That's why I talk to you guys. Chris Jackson, welcome in. He says, back to work, Sharp and Shiny Fam. We'll catch up with the stream on replay. Totally understand, man. Thanks for dropping by, and we will catch you with the replay. All right. Hey, Frankie, good to see you. He says, I got my Kaiser Original 2 in the mail today. It's a baby Sebenza with a crossbar lock. I put them side by side and laughed. I have to say, I'm not mad. Really? All right, hold on. Kaiser Original 2. Is it really? Does it share the same lines? Hold on. I can see it. You're right. I mean, look, there's enough differences here where you could say, you know, it's not a clone, right? It's not a clone, but there's enough differences here where you could definitely say that, you know, especially on the handle scales. But the blade is very close. So that there's a guy that works at Machine Wise called, and he's a custom maker. He works as a machinist for Machine Wise, and he goes by QP Blades on Instagram. I'll pull him up. And I was talking with some guys today, and they were like, you know, QP Blades, when he leaves Machine Wise, he's going to go off on his own and do his own thing, and it looks like he's going to do amazing things. So I looked him up on Instagram, and the first thought in my head was, oh, why is one of the knives that he made a Sebenza? I'll show you what I mean. Now don't get it wrong. Don't get it twisted. I'm not saying that he's copying or cloning, but you can clearly see where the inspiration came. I'll look him up. QP Blades. This guy is talented. So I'm not trying to take away from that. I'm just going to pull this up. If you thought the Kaiser Original 2 looked a lot like a Sebenza, feast your eyes upon this. I'm telling you, like, this looks like a Sebenza. I'm wondering, did anyone call him out for that in the comments? No. But look at the lines here. The lines here look very Sebenza-esque. I mean, I'm not saying that he copied Chris Reeve. I'm just saying that there is it is clearly taking some inspiration from the Sebenza. There are worse knives you could take inspiration from, and that looks like it's well made. Like, you know, people are a big fan of this. I can't believe that nobody said that looked like a Sebenza in the comments. That was 101 weeks ago, so it's not new. It's just one of his pinned ones, I think. But that blade looks so much like a Sebenza blade. It's not even funny. I mean, maybe it's just a little funny, just a little bit. This blade shape kind of looks like a Neutron too. I mean, they're common blade shapes. Same. But I saw this and I was like, I can see where he gets his inspiration. But to be fair, you can buy a Sebenza for less than $1,150. You can buy a Sebenza for less than $1,150. I'm just poking fun. I am poking fun. QP Blades looks like he knows what he's doing. And I believe if he's working for Machine Wise, probably doubly so. Probably he's very good at making knives. All right. Did I say hi to Jim Miller? Jim, How's it going, Jim? I know I read one of your comments, but in case I missed it, it's good to see you. Hope everything's going well. Garrett says my UPS driver is very based. Is he an EDC fan? Those are the ones you have to watch out for. Blade Shooter, what's up, man? He says the delivery guys hate the pew pew food way more than the knives. Yeah, I mean, nothing like carrying ammo on board. All right. Hey, shout out to my man On the Edge, who's been a Spartan for 6 months.
This is Sparta!
Thanks for riding with the channel, man. Thank you so much. You're halfway to the year mark. Alice Stays, what's up, man? He says, can't wait for income tax time so I can get my next sweet knife. Thinking of the Kunwu Chad. Wait, people get money back in tax season? Probably doing something wrong. Man. Michael Sawyer, what's up, dude? He says, it looks a lot like Spartan Harsey as well. I mean, the blade shape to me looks like classic Sebenza, but that is kind of a cop out because the Sebenza is a classic blade shape in general, right? Garen says, what ProTech is a must-have? I only own one ProTech, okay? I've experienced multiple. Obviously the Malibu is a good option if you're going to have a button plunge lock knife. Get a Malibu. If you want to, I've heard really good things about, what's it called? I know a lot of people are going to say, oh, you're getting a button lock, get a Mordax. The Malibu is always a classy option. They've got so many different variations. Malibu is a good option. I have a ProTech Strider PT Plus that I like a lot. One that I've always wanted but never pulled the trigger on, and I'll have to one of these days, is the ProTech Godfather. And then, of course, there is the, what's it called? The TR3 Integrity. There we go. I don't know why that was so hard for me to think of. That knife has been getting a lot of love lately. Now, if you want an automatic, obviously the TR3 Integrity is probably not the one because that's a manual. There's been another one recently that they did. Is it the Cambria? That one might also be manual. ProTech, renowned for its automatic knives, and here I am listing off all of their manual versions. Cambria's back. Yeah, Cambria. Hey, shout out to Michael Sawyer, who's also been a Spartan for 6 months. He says, whoop, whoop, the sound of the knife peeps. Yes, sir. Thank you for riding with the channel for 6 months. Sean says, I would love a Malibu in titanium or a auto synapse. I feel like they've done a titanium Malibu before, haven't they? I know it would be like super limited, but I swear they've done one. What's up, Cicero? Good to see you, man. Welcome into Big Ginger. What's up, Big Ginger? And welcome into Low Country Hillbilly. Says, just got an Overland X. TJ makes the best sub 4-inch fixies. I can't stop buying them. Man, I'll tell you what. Talking about fixies. I've had... oh, look. I need to clean this one because I've been using it. This is my Transparent Knives Doodle. And this one's been getting some carry time. I had to put it in a corner of my room that I don't frequently visit because I carried it every day for 2 weeks straight and I loved it. And it was one of those knives that makes you forget about the other knives that you also enjoy carrying. But the EDC fixies, man, I'm starting to like them a lot. Ed B says side opening autos are pointless. I disagree. It's just another way to do it. What's What's up, John? Good to see you, man. Alistair says, love your channel. You actually pay attention to your chat, unlike some others. You know, we're at a pretty good size as far as our live streams. Sometimes I've had the lives get big-ish. Like, I want to say the most people I've seen in my live streams at one time was like 100, 120 people. When they're crowded, right? When they're crowded, it can be easy to miss people in the chat. And I still miss stuff. I miss stuff all the time. Like, sometimes I'll go back and I'll just be wondering, I wonder what my live stream's like to watch as someone from the outside. And I'll look at the chat and be like, wow, missed that. That would have been a fun topic to talk about. I miss a lot. So that means a lot that you enjoy it. I do try to catch as much as I can, though, for sure. For sure. Geek says, if your knife isn't fixed, it's broken. What does that make a slip joint? Like extra broken? Man, I've been really enjoying this one. What's up, Tom? It says, not much of an auto fan, but I own a ProTech SBR. The open is crazy snappy. You really have to hold on when you hit that button to open. Yeah, I don't own many autos. I own a handful. I have a Heretic Pariah auto. I have a Heretic Wraith V4 auto, which is probably my favorite auto. I have a microtech LUDT Gen 3, and I have a ProTech Strider PT Plus, which, though, like, I like all of those. Okay, and there's something nice. There's something nice about an out the side auto that's well done. Like, I've tried others. Like, I've tried the Kershaw launches. The Kershaw launches don't do anything for me. They really don't. I don't necessarily hunt for out the side autos, but there is one in particular that's still on my hit list. And now they are readily available. When I learned about them back in 2020, they were not, but now they are. So if you could guess which out the side autos has been on my hit list for the last 5 years and is now finally readily available, feel free to guess in the chat which one is that. I'll let you know if you're right. Low Country says, been carrying my Buck Range Elite. Ooh, good choice. Good choice. That's a very good magnet. Oh yeah, the Boss Heat Treat. Boss Heat Treat is really good. Did you see the cut test video that Pete from Cedric and Ada did? Yeah. The edge and blade geometry and the heat treat on there really shine, especially when you put your own edge on there. Like, their factory edges are great. Don't get it twisted. Their factory edges are great, but they are still factory belt ground edges. So when you put your own edge on there, say like 17 degrees, do a semi polish, it's going to perform really, really good. Really good. You cannot go wrong with it. The Buck Heat Treat is amazing. A knife that I still find excuses to carry. This guy right here. The Buck 110. This is the July Buck of the Month in MagnaCut and America Camo Carbon. Yeah. I like it, man. I need to get a different sheath for it, though, because, like, I tried to do the whole belt sheath thing. That was my dad's generation. That's not me. I'm not a belt sheath guy. Never have been, never will be. I need to get a sheath with a pocket clip on it. You know, kind of like this. Like, a fixed blade should not be easier to carry in the pocket than a folding knife. I'm sorry. There's lots of aftermarket American leather workers that make, you know, pocket sheaths for the Buck 110. I need to hit one of them up and just buy one already, because it's a great carry. It's a great carry. But yeah, Buck kills it with the MagnaCut. Absolutely. And the Range Elite is one of my favorite crossbar lock knives, period. Michael Sawyer says, Microtech Stitch. Yeah, you got it, man. Microtech stitch has been on my hit list since 2020, since COVID. And back in COVID, they were not readily available. I have a Ramlock stitch and I love it. But the auto stitch is... I thought I was buying one at one point. I thought I was buying an auto stitch. But instead, I just got scammed. I got scammed on Knife Swap. I was too eager. I thought I was getting one, and I wasn't. And yeah, the guy ended up getting banned on Knife Swap on Reddit. And I got like half of my money back. But yeah, sad time. I learned a very important lesson about the secondary market. But now you can go and you can buy a auto stitch everywhere. Let's see. NC Blade? Yeah, they've got a good selection. The auto stitch blade is slightly different than the Ramlock blade. Like, for example, and they're it's a small thing, okay? It's a small thing. But on the auto stitches, you actually have a fully developed finger choil here. Will you let me zoom in? Zoom in, damn it. Hold on. Here it is. Okay. So you see how there's a clear demarcation between the finger choil and the sharpening choil? I love that. I absolutely love that. I really do. I think it not only performs well, but it looks really badass as well. Now, I love the way that the regular Ramlock stitch looks as well. But check that out. There's no clear demarcation. It's a difference. There's a difference in the blade shape. Is this an updated blade shape? Sure. Is it still badass? Absolutely. But it is different. And also the handles are different too. I hate that red. I'll call a spade a spade. I hate that red. That red is obnoxious. High vis orange. Red. High vis red. Why? Why? Don't let me dissuade you if that's your thing. But that's what I mean, though, when I say that, like, the blade shape is different. There is a distinct difference. It's a small difference, but it's still a difference. $527. That's the DLC Shadow Signature version. Would I go that far? I don't know. I don't know. What's the lowest priced auto stitch on here? Lowest price. Hey, this one's $417. That's not bad. It's pretty standard, right? Look at that. And the updated stitches also don't have, well, I spoke too soon. I was like, they also don't have the crazy billboarding. Yes, they do. Yes, they do. I was going to say it's harder to see, but it's there. Serial number 20,843. Damn, that's a lot of stitches. Pocket clip doesn't do anything for me. I think there's probably replacement options out there. Yeah. And Lex Custom International also sells titanium scales for the auto. Did you know that? Anyways, the auto stitch is one of those autos that's on my hit list and has been on my hit list for the last 5 years. Is it still worth it in 2025? No clue. No clue. But it's still on there. Ed B says red sucks, black good. I mean, in the red stitch, the red's like the high vis red is obnoxious, in my opinion. Sean says, Roll, now that you're appreciating EDC fixies, some of my favorites would be the Bark River Bravo EDC or the Lishen Kiss Hunter. Is it Lishen or Lishen or Lishen? We'll look it up. Hold on. The Bark River Bravo is a very classic style look. I've never heard of the, is it Lishen? This is what you're talking about, right? $230. Desert ironwood brass pins. Of course, it's out of stock. Is it American? Yeah, it is. Handmade in the USA. Lishen? Is that like listen with a lisp? Lishin. Or is it Lishin? I'm curious. I can't help it. Hey, look, they've got one in stock. They've got one in stock over at DLT 235 AEBL, which is preferred on a lot of fixed blades. Black and green G10 brass pins. I mean, I would have to get a different sheath. Because from here on out, I'm okay with a sheath that has a pocket clip. I'm okay with a sheath like a Kydex sheath that I can do scout carry. Not the biggest fan of belt style, like belt loops for sheaths. It's just not my jam. What do they have? Vintage brown paper micarta. That's classy. Yeah, that looks classy. Look, they do a lot of different blade steels too. AEBL Nitro V. I would just need a different sheath. That's half the battle with fixed blades though. The good news is there are a lot of aftermarket leather workers that are willing to make sheaths, even people that make Kydex sheaths aftermarket. So the good news is you're not married to the sheath unless you really want to be. It just might take a little bit of extra doing to get one that really fits your lifestyle, I guess. Yeah, that's a good shout out though. Thanks, Sean. Ed B says Big Blue just Google Boss heat treat. Yeah, man. The the Range Elite is so good. It's so good. And people, I've been getting, so it's funny, right? I did my first video on the Buck Range Elite, and it was crazy. Like all of a sudden, out of the woodworks came all these people that wanted to hate on it because of the $200 price point. Like a clamshell design, aluminum and magna cut buck knife with a modern fit and finish and modern locking mechanism. People were upset about the price tag. $200 for that, blah blah blah. Like, blew my mind that people were complaining about the price tag, because that's pretty fair in my opinion. But now, like, all of these people who have just bought Buck Range Elites are now commenting on my Range Elite videos, because I have two of them. I have two of those videos up. And it's funny because now all these people are going back and watching my video after they buy them. They're like, yeah, I love this knife. Best crossbar lock knife I've experienced from the USA in a long time. I'm like, you don't. Where was all this support when I released the video the first time? It's like so many people had to say it before people started to actually check them out. And when they did, they understood what I know, which is it's one of the best aluminum / magna cut combos with a crossbar lock made here in the USA currently that I've experienced. And you know what? I've checked out the competitors, so I feel like I can say that. Hold on, where is it? Like Hogue Deca. This one, of course, has some badass Lex Customs titanium scales on here. Love this knife. Hogue did a great job on the Deca. I prefer the Range Elite. I also have the Kershaw Bel Air with the carbon fiber scales, magna cut. I still prefer the Range Elite. Buck did a good job. You cannot go wrong with the Buck Range Elite. And yes, I would say if you're actually someone that carries your knives, it is worth it to spend the extra on the Elite and get the magna cut and the aluminum over the I almost said FRN. It's like a glass filled nylon that they use, and 154 cm. The magna cut's gonna blow that 154 cm out of the water all day, every day. Big Ginger says I need to get a Range Elite. Yes, you do. Go get a Range Elite. Thank me later. What's up, Cornered? Did I already say hi? How's it going, man? Big Blue says, can you tell us about the Boss heat treat? There's a lot of history there. So initially, when Buck was a company out of California, they ended up partnering with a young guy who was specializing in heat treating steel. And they liked the partnership so much that they kind of just brought the businesses together, right? So there was the Boss Heat Treat, the Paul Boss Heat Treat. The guy's name was Paul Boss. He went down the heat treating rabbit hole. He became known for it. Buck started using his heat treat services specifically, and they kind of integrated it into the business. Now the Boss Heat Treat, the Boss Heat Treat is still kind of a separate business, but it also still operates inside of Buck Knives. So, for example, when Buck Knives moved from California to Post Falls, Idaho, they took the heat treat program with them. And so a lot of Buck's revenue actually comes from heat treatment services. So Buck is one of those companies that they do heat treat services for other companies, other knife companies, and other companies that just need steels to be heat treated. I'll say this. Many companies and many shops can properly heat treat steel. Sure. But when you have a legendary name, a part of the company or a company that is specialized, that's built their entire name off of it, and they specialize in it, you're going to get a lot of what other companies are missing, which is the context. You know, it's kind of like, all right, I'll put it in terms like this. Have you ever used like a 4-in-1 shampoo? And you're like, yeah, it works. Got my hair clean. You know, it kind of burned my scalp along the way, but it smells nice. It did the job. Fine. Versus something like, you know, a dedicated shampoo or dedicated conditioner. The Paul Boss Heat Treat is tried and true and proven, and their results are tested and verified. They built their business off of it, and it's still a part of the Buck company. It didn't used to be, but it's a really interesting story. And for those who don't know, I would highly recommend going and reading up on the story. Maybe I should do a Steel Snobs episode there, because there is a story there. I've been trying to do that with my Steel Snobs episode, is incorporate storytelling, because the storytelling is what makes it interesting to me, and more than just reading off of a data sheet. So I'm going to write that down on my ideas list. Maybe I will do a Steel Snobs episode on the Boss Heat Treat. To reach out to my contacts over at Buck. We're in the same mythical land of Idaho. What do you guys think? You know what? I'll put up a poll in the chat. You can let me know. Would you watch a Boss themed Steel Snobs episode? This one's easy. Yes, no, and of course, crowd favorite. I like rocks.
I'm not retarded, but I like rocks.
It's in the chat. Let me know, guys. Would you watch it? Feel free to say no. There's a story there. It's in the chat. Thanks for the info. Yeah, man, I don't have a lot of intricate info yet. I did a basic amount of research on it. So I know like surface level stuff. I know that Paul Boss was friends with the Buck family, and he got really interested in heat treat process. He went down that rabbit hole, established his own company, and then Buck started using him. And then they integrated him into their business to the point where when they moved to Idaho, they took him with them and they made it a part of their business. And their business model now includes doing heat treating for other companies. Like, that's the gist of it. But there's more there. And I have a feeling if I were to reach out to my contact over at Buck Knives, I might be able to get some really good information on that story. So that could be a good Steel Snobs episode. I can't believe I hadn't thought about that. What's up, Dale? Good to see you. He says, before I even knew anything about knives, I knew about Boss Heat Treat. It's, as far as knife steel is concerned, the Boss Heat Treat is legendary. Period. Hey, shout out to Low Country Hillbilly with the $5 super.
This is Sparta!
He says, I've got buck marksman in 4 different steels, all excellently done, and they do excellent knife when pressed to evolve. I would watch. Yeah, man. I don't know. Let's see. Let's check the poll so far, see where we're at. 62 people in the chat. 21 people have voted on the poll. I asked, would you watch a boss-themed Steel Snobs episode? 76% say yes, 5% say no, and, of course, 19% say, I like rocks.
I'm not retarded, but I like rocks.
I should probably drink more water. All right, before we go too far off the rails, I still need to do the pocket checks. Guys, what did you carry today? If you're part of the Only Spartans Discord, go over there, post your pocket dump. If you're not, let me know in the chat. And if you missed it at the start, this was my carry today. Carried, of course, one of my favorite knives to carry, which is actually a Oz Machine Company Roosevelt. Great knife for carrying. And then my recently modified QSP Hedgehog with the mirror polish mods that I did to it myself. That's what I carried. What did you carry? Let it be known in the chat. Let it be known in the Discord, which we're going to go check out in 3, 2, 1, go. All right, starting off today. That was mine. See, guys, I don't take the most amazing photos. When I do pocket check photos, I very rarely use my nice camera. Usually it's just a shot on my phone, and you're lucky if it's in the right ratios. Some people do a much better job on their pocket checks, though. The Pawns, he's got the wee banter. That's a banter, right? Yeah, I believe that's a banter. Spyderco smock, the new one. That's the shadow. I call it the shadow smock. It's crew wear with a titanium carbon nitride finish on the blade. Aluminum handle scales, yeah. And then, of course, the Arc Beld Ultra, Arc Pro. I always get them mixed up. Nick T. Ooh, he's got the Poikilo Anolis and the Custom Knife Factory Evo 4. A huge fan of the way that CKF does these scales. Is that called barking? I always ask. I think it is. Barking, like, you know, when your dog sees the mailman. Stonewall, he's got... Which one is it? Damn it. I've seen that knife before. I cannot identify it, but that's still a really cool carry, man. That Wubin light is actually a really good light to carry. Super small. I have one. I gave one away. Wubin sent me 2. I didn't ask for it. Anyways, so I had 2. I gave one away. Love it. Good light. Really good light. I don't know why I'm drawing a blank on this knife. I feel like I know this. I see Matt Christensen logo right there, right? Christensen Knives? Christensen? Drawing a blank. Yell at me in the chat. Do it. Frankie Cheech, he's got, of course, that is a Demco 8020.5. Shark's Foot Edition. Very nice. G10 handles? Are those the G10 handles? 3V blade? I don't know. I'm just guessing. That's what I'm talking about. Some people do a really good job on their photos. Vavelsky's got the Subcaliber and the Knoll Knives Voodoo. Gorgeous. Freaking gorgeous. Knoll Knives Voodoo is one of the best looking knives to be made in the last 10 years. Fight me. The Subcaliber is pretty good too. Like the Subcaliber a lot. Every time I see a Voodoo, I always kick myself for not buying one. But the prices on these have been going so freaking high. Maybe because that's the Techno Carbo edition. I think so. Craig Vincent, he's got the Cold Steel Voyager, the 8010, the Range Boss. There we go. I'm not sure which Kaiser this is. That's a Swift 3. I dig the Scarecrow in the background. We got some fall theme going on here. I appreciate it. John Tagamore, he's got the full-size Evo Typhoon. Try not to sneeze. We're going to hold it together. We're holding it together. Okay. Ooh, Baptism. Talk about one of my favorite knives. The freaking Brown Cortex XL. Is that the Tesseract milling? Is that what he calls it? The Tesseract? I don't know. He probably just calls it like milling pattern number 4. Craig Brown is like, I worked really hard on the knife. I'm not spending any time naming my milling patterns. They all look good. All the Cortexes look good. All the Cortex XLs look good. Ian Coates with... Can someone turn on Ian's lights, please? It's the Tri-Stash V2 Dark Mode Edition. Stop it, Ian. We know what it is. We know what it is. Ed B, he's got a fantastic shot. Look at that. Love that background. I love how you got everything here. Taking the Chapman Lake CLK2D out on the town with... It took me a minute to understand what this was, but that grind is unmistakable. That's an Elishewitz grind. For sure, that is a Hogue Deca with custom scales. Never mistake that grind. Even though you didn't help me, Ed. He's like, why would I help you? You know what that is. All right. Ooh, no excuses. Ooh, solid carry. That is a... Which Monterey Bay knives is that? It's not a Sea Otter. It's not a cane. I mean, we all know that this is a Conagarius. Beautiful knife. I still need to get one. People have fallen out of love with it, but I'm telling you, the Conagarius is still one of the best looking knives ever made, period. This Monterey Bay knives, which one is it? Which one is it? Which one is it? I give up. Obviously, that's a Laconico, right? Right? Probably wrong. It's probably his partner. Brad Mitchell. Ooh. The name of the model is the Persecuto or Persecuto. Persecuto. How do you say it? Is it Persecuto? Prosciutto? Is it the prosciutto? I just need to stop. Damasteel ladder, zirconium bolsters, and pocket clip. Freaking gorgeous is what it is. Freaking gorgeous. It's only $1,400. Beautiful. Obviously a custom, right? Obviously. Is it the persecutor? I'm over here like, it's the prosciutto. Is the persecutor? I don't know. That penmanship could be better. Is it persecuto or I don't know. I give up. It's gorgeous, Brad. It's freaking gorgeous. You know that. Grateful Dong, he's got the Under the Bridge Customs. Ooh, look at that. Custom fixie? I'm here for it. Guys, I can't be the only one going down the EDC fixed blade rabbit hole, okay? So Grateful Dong, I appreciate you, man. Serial number 82. The model is the Tidbit Wardenclyffe. Sign me up. How much did this run? I need to get one. I like that. That looks super freaking useful. I'd rock that. Lynn micarta, black purple pistachio handle. I really like that pocket sheath too with the ulti clip. I'm here for it. Greg McCutcheon. Greg's got, of course, he's got the 20 CV smock from DLT. That's the DLT exclusive with micarta handle scales, new pivot style. Love it, man. Fantastic. Knife Nut 69 coming in with the Hinderer Eclipse. Is that the skinny? Is that the slicer Eclipse? The skinny slicer? Titanium scales? Nice, man. I like it. Warrior Guild with the Tour Karsumba, the Sog PowerPoint, and the Vasti Naga. That's a good carry right there. Very nice. A very nice. Geek Machinist with his first pocket check. Check it out. He's got the Cool Hand tie bolt action pen, the Old Forge smooth bone Barlow, the Voyage Blade Works Outland Fixie, the Gerber Chonk pry bar, the SOG PowerPoint, carbon fiber Ridge wallet, Macaulay slip, and Coast XP6R light. Man, look at that. Not your first time posting a pocket check. I can tell. Look at that photo. It's got the vintage feel to it. I love how you have everything set out there too. That's a solid pocket check. And this right here reminds me that I used to carry a pry bar all the time, and then I lost it. And I haven't been able to bring myself to carry a pry bar since I lost my last one. Thanks for the reminder. Need to pick another one of those up. Jim's got the Tenable Fenrir, the CDC Collab, the Hansen Tanto, and the Salvation. The CDC carry. I see what you're doing here. Little crispy donut community action. Very nice. Love it on the stump, no less. Stump shots are great. Frank Cheech, he says, take a look. Oh man. I see what you're saying. I mean, it's not a clone, but it has similar lines. The similar lines come from the jimping going down like this. Like, I see it. I do see it. I will say this. The angles are a little different. They're a little bit different. The handle skills are definitely different. But those lines are very classical. The Kaiser original too. They definitely took some inspiration there for sure. Hey, shout out to my man Mick Ranger. Mick, thank you for being a Spartan for 11 months. Hey, what's up, Bluetooth Blades? Guys, I haven't been looking at the chat at all. I'm going to take a quick break. I'm going to take a quick break from looking at the pocket checks to check in on the chat, because I know I've missed some folks. Hold on. Hey, I got it right. The full tie slicer with the flipper delete from Paul Might. Nice. I got everything but the flipper delete. It's the persecutor. Okay. We're going to call it the persecutor or the prosciutto. There we go. I like prosciutto. I'm just kidding. Well, thank you for clarifying that. That stumped me. I was looking at it, I was like, is there an R on the end or is that a hyphen? I was distracted because it's a really good looking knife. Geek says I own 70 fixies and like 7 folders, not counting slip joints. Nice, man. I'm not that big into fixed blades yet, but I'm getting there. Transparent Knives needs to stop doing this, because if he continues to make knives this awesome, I'm going to continue to buy them, and then I'll have a lot of fixed blades. The other fixed blade that I really like is the Axial Alpine V2. Always find a reason to carry that one. Says, never had any interest in fixies. Now I have 20 plus. That's how it starts, right? You start with one good one and you're like, damn it, here it goes. Hey, welcome into Fred. What's up, Fred? Sierra Rick says, my mom recently passed. Oh man, I'm sorry. It says, Buck made me a folder with her fingerprint on it. Mom is engraved on it. It's a frame lock as well. So sorry to hear about that, Rick. But I'm glad that you have it memorialized. That's really cool that they were willing to do that. That is a great tribute. All right, guys, we're gonna get back to these pocket checks because we got some action in here. Carlos has got the Dead Recon Ridgeback with 80s camo carbon inlay. That's from Blade Runner Outpost, right? Blade Runner does the 80s camo. Pretty sure. This makes me miss my Ridgeback. I had one. It was the Worn Cleaver. Mine was just aluminum though. It didn't have the camo carbon inlays, but it had a really, really cool it's like acid stone washed finish. I liked it a lot. And then I sold it because I want one in titanium. But I still kind of miss the one that I had. Oof. Oof. That's the Hog House Model T. You almost got me. I almost said it was the Veli, right? Or is that a Veli and I missed? That's the Hog House Model T, right? Model T. Right? Did I get it right? Hot damn. I always... Listen, okay, I'm going to tell you guys why I always think that this one should be called the Veli and the Model T should be... Hog House should swap it around, and I'll tell you why. This one's called the Model T, right? I always thought the Model T was the Tanto version, but no, it's actually the Veli is the Tanto, right? Right? Yeah. This is the Veli. This is clearly a Tanto apparatus. This should be called the Model T. And the other one should be called the Veli. That's why I always get it mixed up, because I always feel like Model T should stand for Tanto. But no, they don't play by those rules. Freaking gorgeous knife. I love how you just, so casually have a Sage 6. Is that the S90V Sage 6? I bet you it is. With the Rips Garage Tech titanium scales just chilling in the background. Sick carry, man. Absolutely love it. Cat Scratch says, my new Sebenza with a crossbar lock. Drinkwater's got the Emerson Commander with the American flag. America. I'm here for it, man. That's badass. The McNeese. The McNeese McBee. The Spyderco McBee. And then right here, Dale Lane. Which one is that? Which CKF is that? I've seen that many times before. Come on, Dale. Help me out. Help me out, Dale. Wicked Dream Designs. He's got the Nefarious. Check it out. I think, is that the same one that I reviewed? No, can't be. Is it? Is it? Pivot looks like it might be a little bit different. Wicked Dreams, are you in the chat, brother? How's it going? Is that the one that I reviewed? Or is that a different one? Or is that the same one, but you changed the pivot? Nefarious is such a cool knife. Bluetooth blades with a modified... Ooh, he's got the Barclay CNC paramilitary too. Love me some Barclay CNC. Absolutely. That's the Corinthian pattern. Barclay CNC is underrated. If you like adding scales to your Spyderco, Barclay CNC is awesome. Freaking awesome. Fred, he's got the Keennison Stray with the DLC snakeskin inlays. That's cool. I like that rising hollow grind. Snakeskin inlays. That is super cool. And the prototype concept. Can't wait till this one comes out. It looks good, man. I love that blade shape. Aggressive swedge here at the top. Nice little dip. It's kind of like a harpoonish spear point. I'm not sure what you would call that. Modified spear point? We'll go with that. And with that, guys, we're all caught up on the pocket checks. Thank you to everyone who shared your pocket check. Aha! I knew it. I was like, that looks familiar. That prototype looks familiar. What's up, Wicked Dream? Good to see you, man. Man, earlier, I don't know if you caught the beginning of the live stream. I was talking about the progress that I've been making on my QSP Hedgehog. In the last live stream, I showed that I had one side polished. I was working on the other side. Now both sides are polished, right? Both sides, polished blade. But also, I hit the bolsters too. So yeah, I'm a novice. I am an amateur when it comes to doing mirror polish as a mod. But Wicked Dreams is a pro. If you want to see someone that actually knows what they're doing when it comes to putting a mirror polish on a knife, you got to follow Wicked Dreams on Instagram. He's my muse. He's my inspiration for wanting to try this. You know what nobody told me is that polished titanium kind of looks like steel. It's not a true mirror polish on here, but I do think that it looks cooler than the bead blasted finish that QSP had on here before. Polished titanium. It's cool. It's cool. Low Country says Chris Barclay's work is excellent. Yeah, I've got 2 knives with Barclay CNC scales. One of them's the Para 3 lightweight. His Para 3 lightweight kit is excellent. If you have a Para 3 lightweight and you want to put aftermarket scales on it, there is not a single better kit out there. Lynch Northwest is pretty good too, but I would you got to go with Barclay CNC, man. And then I've got it for my Shaman. The Shaman that I have has the lines of Hezron fade. Freaking love it. Hey, shout out to my man on the edge with the $10 super. Thanks, man. He says, just because I like being here so much and we got paid, you do a wonderful job, Rollshambo. Thank you, man. Thank you so much for all the support. I like being here too. I haven't missed a live stream this month. I've been trying very hard. Life's been tough. Some days are tough, but thank you so much for all the support and for the kind words as well. I know content has been slow for me recently, but I have new content on the way. I've got a couple reviews that should be released here in the next small handful of days from some companies that I think you guys might like. And then, of course, upcoming Steel Snobs episode. Will it be on the Boss Heat Treat? Let's check back in on that poll. I asked the chat, would you watch a Boss-themed Steel Snobs episode? There's 54 people in the live stream right now. 41 have voted. As of 23 minutes ago, 68% say yes, 7% say no, and 24% said, I like rocks.
I'm not retarded, but I like rocks.
Oh man, maybe should I do a Steel Snobs episode on the Boss Heat Treat story? Maybe I should. On the Edge, thank you so much for all the support, man. I definitely appreciate it, and I appreciate you. And we're gonna keep it rocking, brother. Thank you. Ed B says Roll isn't real. He's Jared and Cole too. These guys are all AI. It's a little bit of inside joke from the Only Spartans Discord. It's uncanny. Sometimes I think we're all on the same wavelength, right? I don't know what it is. Maybe we're all just basic. I'll give you an idea. Okay. So I think it was like 3 or 4 live streams ago, I started talking about how I feel like I have EDC ADHD. And I'm the fan, the connoisseur and collector of all things sharp and shiny. That's for a reason, guys. I get easily distracted by things that are sharp and shiny. I mean, obviously, I'm a fan of the shiny. I get distracted. I'll go down the rabbit hole. I started talking about EDC, ADHD, and just ADHD in general. Next thing I know, Tri-State's over here posting a video about ADHD. Not long after I started talking about it in my live streams. Uncanny. I was like, okay, whatever. And then I started talking in my live streams about having to hide knives because I would carry them too much. Next thing I know, Neves Knives uses that as a freaking video title. And I'm like, what is it? Are we all on the same wavelength? I'm not arrogant enough to believe that they're just watching my live streams being like, you know what? That's a great idea for content. I'm not that arrogant, right? But it does make me wonder, are we all the same person? Are we all just the same basic EDC knife content creator? Maybe. Hey, shout out to Bluetooth Blades with the $5 super. He says, not Barclay CNC. It's 17 EDC from Good Screw. What? That's not Barclay? Barclay has the same Corinthian pattern, dude. That's crazy. That is crazy. Good Screw did that? All right. This is too uncanny. First of all, thank you for the $5 super that you that you used to correct me. I almost feel bad now that you did that to correct me. Shoot, I would have read the correction anyways. But thank you for the support. I'll show you guys why I thought that was Barclay, okay? I'll show you why I thought that was Barclay. Because Barclay has the same freaking pattern. Now, obviously, this one's on the Para 3 lightweight. Does he have one for the paramilitary too? Let's see. Yes, he does. There is some difference here, though. On the good screw by 17 EDC, they have spots milled out right here. And right here for the body screws. Like, see how on this one they do the framing? Like, that's cool. It's cool that they frame around the screws. But you can see why I would get that mixed up, right? That's what I thought. That's why I thought it was Barclay. I gotta stop looking at Barclay. It makes me kind of want to pick up some scales from them. Sorry, man. I misidentified it. I got it wrong. Those are cool, though. I don't see a whole lot of the 17 EDC. I don't see a whole lot of the 17 EDC. Where was it? The 17 EDC scales. So that is super cool. Don't they do that in silver too? Is that why you have it? Like, is that silver embossed? Like, is that it? Is that a silver inlay with the Corinthian pattern? I gotta find out. Low Country says you should do it on his heat treat just to annoy Cole. That buck gets any shine in the knife community. Is that something that would annoy Cole? Is it? Ed says I voted I like rocks, but I'd watch the shit out of a boss heat treat vid. Honestly, I feel like I should do it. I'm kind of leaning towards it. I kind of like the fact that the poll is at 69%. Giggity giggity. Sierra Rick says, I'm a shaman freak. There's a version blacked out in MagnaCut G10 scales dropping soon in GP knives. Hey, shout out to Blind Woo Fury for the $2 super. He says, intellectual theft rolls. This is Sparta.
This is Sparta!
Man, you guys cracked me up. Oh my goodness. Hey, Nate coming in with the $20 super. What? Damn.
Keep the change, you filthy
Nate,
animal.
thank you so much, man, for all the support. He says, the theme of the last 3 days has been me dropping in or lurking and dropping a deuce in the toilet. I mean, chat. Well, I'm dropping this deuce, flush, plunge, flush. Listen, nobody wants to admit how much time we spend looking at knives and watching knife live streams while we're on the toilet. But it is almost a guaranteed eventuality that if you are someone in the EDC community on YouTube, chances are you've watched a live stream or two on the John. I'm not too proud to to not admit that. I've watched some Tri-State and flushed the toilet a few times. I've watched some Neves and flushed the toilet a few times. When you gotta go, you gotta go. Okay, that's all I'm gonna say. Plus, the bathroom is one of the few doors in my house that has a lock, and I have a toddler. Do with that as you will. Sierra Rick says, I'm not either. My blades are rarely centered, but I like the shaman. I like the shaman too. All right, guys, hold on. That makes me ask, though. I've got to get back to this one. Is that the 17 EDC? Because I know that when they collaborated with Good Screw, that they had some that had an actual silver inlay. Is that why you have the silver in the background? Because that is a silver inlay? I gotta know, man. I gotta know, Blue. Help me out here. Help me out. Anyways, that's why I misidentified it, because Barclay does have, they do make the Corinthian scale pattern for the paramilitary too. All right. Hold on. Sorry, I had to check my phone for something. Brad says, I'd rather watch porn than Tri-State. I mean, that's one hell of a comparison. All right. I'm gonna add the Boss heat treat as a definite maybe to the Steel Snobs list. I feel like there's a story there that's worth telling, and I have a contact over at Buck that might be able to give me some good information towards that end. So stay tuned on that, guys. We're gonna go ahead and close the poll. I asked the question: would you watch a Boss themed Steel Snobs episode? 68% said yes, 7% said no, 25% said I like rocks. All right. Thank you for participating in that and letting me know. Blind Boo Fury says watching Tri-State is porn. I'm not going to go there. I'm not going to go there. Sarah Rick says, Rolls, I'm a morning guy. Some live streams happen in the morning. All right. What was I coming over here for? Freaking pry bars. Lynch Northwest has been releasing more pry bars. It was easy to ignore when they were not, but they recently have been. One that I've been interested in has been the best case scenario. Oh, look, it's sold out. That makes it easy. Okay. What about this one? Sold out? Sold out? Do they have any that are not sold out? They're all sold out. I take it back. We'll go look at something else. You know what we haven't checked out in a while is USA Made Blade. What's new over at USA Made Blade? Do they have any Chapman Lake knives in stock? No, 0 items. Never mind. Never mind. What's new? Full tie Hinder XM18. 625. Okay. Topo Defiant 7 Talos button lock. Archer. I'm looking for something that I didn't expect to see. So far, I'm not seeing anything. Koenig Mini Goblin, love it. C pattern milling, underrated. Neely Knife and Tool. Ooh. Last time I saw them on here, they were getting sold out. Brown G10 red liners, custom Kydex sheath, 1095 blade, 350. I'm wondering about the edge geometry on that. How slicey is it? Last time I saw Neely Knife and Tool on here, they were selling a folding knife called, I want to say it was called the Hydra. And those sold out. That's a cool looking fixed blade. When I saw this, I immediately thought half face blades. But obviously it's not half face blades. We're gonna keep it rocking. What else? Koenig Mini area, 670. I like seeing that price. I feel like it wasn't that long ago that they would have asked like 750 for that. Maybe that was just the supply and demand markup. Oh, here we go. Another fixie. The Tactile Red Hawk. That's on my list. I need to grab one. Attention to detail Mark II. All right. Not really seeing anything too crazy here that's making me go bananas. But what about... Oh, American Edge. American Edge. What do we got? Upcoming drops. Chavez Sangre Streets. Come on. There's gotta be... What do you mean? There's gotta be more than that. We just got done with the knife show. Ooh, okay. Nano Sharks. Gosh. I'm mad at that price point. for the fat carbon fiber nano sharks. Like, I get it, but I'm still mad about it. Freaking almost $400. Come on. I'm just mad because I want one, but I don't want to pay that price. I'm okay admitting that. Ooh, titanium. The purple titanium microtechs are in. That's cool. I do like that purple blurple look to them. $260 for the stealth nano shark. I like it. Okay. I don't know what it is. I like that. I like the mini chodish clip point. And I'm okay to admit that. There's something I think that looks really cool about that as a small knife. Plenty of people are going to say, nope, too small. I really like that profile. I think it'd be a pretty cool little EDC carry. $260. Still better than the, $390. Microtech, ultratech with the Hellhound. The Hellhound is one of the best looking blades Microtech has ever made. It is one of the most aggressive looking Tanto knives, and I'm here for it. In a ZBP, I mean, I'm still wondering when are we going to hear more about the Hawk Knives versus Microtech lawsuit? Did that get dropped? Does anyone have any updates? I need to know. Hey, what's up, Dolomite? Good to see you, man. Ed B says, so 68% is a maybe. What does it take for a definite? More than 68%. I mean, I really like the idea. I'll put it to you like this. It's not a no. And I understand that a lot of people voted I like rocks because it's the funny option. And a lot of people that voted I like rocks would probably watch it. I like the idea of doing a boss heat treat Steel Snobs episode because, for one, something that I've decided recently is that if I do a Steel Snobs episode, it's got to be more than just raw data. Because I started the Steel Snobs series initially wanting to have an educational segment that required me to have to do research, for me to learn, and for me to gain an understanding to a point where I could actually describe these things in layman's terms that made sense. Because when I first started really getting into knife steel, I remember trying to watch videos and it was like 10% this and 0.15% that, and it was boring to me. And it wasn't until I started looking at things from the perspective of storytelling that things started to make sense. So for me, when I do a Steel Snobs episode, one of my requirements is that I have to be able to find a story there. If there's no story, then it's hard for me to have enough of an attention span to make an episode that I'm proud of. I learned that the hard way. So there has to be a story. And with the boss heat treat from Buck Knives, there is definitely a story there. I don't have to have all the details either to know that, because I know that there's a story there that's worth telling. The question is, can I gather enough information to make it a good retelling of the story? That's the real question. So I'm definitely interested in doing a Steel Snobs episode there. I think there's a general amount of interest from the community at large. Granted, the live stream is a small sample size. I think that it's got good timing with the new Buck Range Elite range in the Range series released this year. That was a big move from Buck. And now that I actually have a contact over at Buck that I can talk to about these things, that is literally inside the Buck family, I might have the ability to get some more information that could make for a good Steel Snobs episode. So it's a definite maybe, because I need to see how it plays out when I start doing research on it. So many Steel Snobs episodes die before they ever go out into the world, because I get halfway through writing it and I hate it. I have killed more Steel Snobs episodes than I've released because I got halfway through writing them and I hated them so much that I just stopped doing it, and I let them die because the Steel Snobs series is a passion project, and I refuse to force it. The moment I feel like it's being forced and that I don't like it, I will stop and I will throw it away. So the real question is, how deep down the rabbit hole can I go? Is it enough to figure out whether or not there's a story there worth telling? Maybe that's a good jumping off point, though. Maybe that's a good jumping off point. All right. All right, guys. We're going to go ahead and call it there. Thank you so much for joining in the live stream. Thank you to everybody who donated super chats tonight. And thank you to all the channel members, both existing and new channel members. If you're a channel member and you haven't done so yet, please consider joining the Only Spartans Discord. It's a community that I'm working on building. It's something I'm very proud of, and I'm really excited to see that continue to grow. I've got more content on the way. I've got knife reviews. I've got Steel Snobs episodes in the old noggin. We're going to be working on that. We're working on videos for knife modding. The channel is going places, okay? The channel is going places. We're not just going to be a one-trick review pony over here. We're going to do different things that I think are fun and entertaining. So keep your eyes and ears peeled because there's definitely more content on the way. Thank you guys so much for joining me tonight. I hope you have an absolutely fantastic rest of your weekend. Next time we plan on being live is Wednesday at 8 p.m. Mountain, which is 10 p.m. Eastern, which is 7 p.m. Pacific. I hope to see you there. If not, catch me over in the Only Spartans Discord. Have a great weekend, guys.